Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a special guest today coming in. He has ridden all the way from Denver, Colorado to come back up here to Boise, Idaho to Happy Trails headquarters, where he started in 2009. We outfitted his bike for major adventures, and his name is Dr. Gregory Frazier. And he's going to be here just any moment right now, and we'd like to introduce you to him. And he has some pretty good insights into some of the parts that we have put on there, because he has over 1 million miles of adventure that he has done all around the globe. You name it, he's been there, and he has used Happy Trails parts to get him through. Oh, and here he comes right now. On the old 2009 KLR 650. Just a great bike, one of our favorites here at Happy Trails.
Back to the home base.
Back to the home base. Dr. Gregory Frazier, how you doing?
Nice to see you, Casey.
Good to see you again. Yeah, welcome. I see the old trusty KLR is still running well for you.
It left here in 2010. It's a 2009. Happy Trails had it for a few months to make it ready for a trip around the world, a hard trip. And I've since put 84,000 hard miles on it. So let me get out of this hot weather gear. We'll sit down and talk about what Happy Trails did to make it so successful in its last 84,000 miles, and hopefully the next 16,000 miles to 100. Happy Trails, the guys you want to go to when you want an adventure outfitted motorcycle.
Excellent, that sounds great. All right, let's do that. All right, so we got settled in here. So Greg, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience, and then maybe a little bit about this 09 KLR that you have here?
This is a 2009 KLR 650. I got it in 2009. I brought it to Happy Trails. They were my go-to guys, and they still are. I said, make it ready for a hard, tough ride around the world. I know what's out there. I've been around 6 times. So I can give you the parameters. You guys do what you do best and outfit this motorcycle for that long ride around the world. When I left it off at Happy Trails, they had most of everything that needed to be put on this to make it tough and road ready for not only pavement, but for that 1 or 2% of the roads that I would meet as I went across the continent that was off-road, or sometimes those places where I wanted to explore. For instance, they put on a Happy Trails skid plate. What came on here was plastic. This skid plate has been hammered. It's designed to take the beating, and it's been on curves, it's been on rocks, and it's been upside down. But it was designed to protect the drain plug on the engine, so that when you hit the rock just right, you didn't knock the bottom of the engine out and drain all the oil. Very smooth, smart thinking, and it's not heavy, but it's tough. The second thing that they put on were these protective bars. They call them Nerf bars. I call them crash bars. But to attest to their durability, this thing's been on the left side, the right side. It's been upside down. It's on the cover of a book, an 8 to 10 inches of some sugar stand. But the real testament was when a deer tried to put its head between the front wheel and the engine case, like a torpedo, at 90 degrees to me on pavement as I was slowing down to approach a stop sign. This set of crash bars protected the engine well enough when it was hit by that torpedo deer that it did not fold into the radiator, and it protected me from a serious problem south of the town of Two Dot, Wyoming. And if you want to know how remote that was, look it up on the map. Two, second word, dot. There's nothing around there that could have repaired that radiator. I would have been up the creek with only a prayer. Third thing that we put on this motorcycle was these super tough Happy Trails panniers. They have been beat up, dropped, scratched, hit. So far they have not come detached. And contrary to what some people try to tell you, they've really not become a deterrent to my lower extremities. I fell in the deep, soft sugar sand. They actually protected me, and my leg was stuck underneath the motorcycle there, and I was able to wiggle out because of the durability of these boxes. They did not bend, they did not rip off, and they didn't fold softly and really pin me. So I'm an advocate of aluminum panniers. I don't believe you're going to be any safer with soft panniers. I think the aluminum are a little bit tougher to get into. If Tom Cruise and his team want to get into my panniers, they're going to get into them, whether they're soft or hard. I prefer the hard ones because it's going to take a little bit more work. The other thing that the Happy Trails put on that was really a smart move was they put on this nice plate in the back over the little cheap luggage rack. How good is it? I carry too much stuff. I'm so dependent on myself where I go on this. Out in the middle of Indian reservations, Wyoming, for instance, I carry probably 10 pounds worth of tools, spare tubes, air pump in the panniers. And then on the back, I carry my tent, sleeping bag, clothes, shaving kit, laptop, computer. And this luggage rack is made tough enough that it doesn't bend. Last month, the motorcycle fell over when I was checking the oil. That was not anything that I planned. It just got away from me. And the front wheel was turned this way, and I couldn't pick it up like they show you in the book. Those little 90-pound girls that picked it up because the front wheel was locked. I used a high lift jack against that luggage rack to get it high enough that I could pick it up. And that did not bend, it did not twist the subframe. It was super well engineered and well worth the money. Just in that one little incident where I would have had to call AAA to come hook it and lift it up. Two other things that the Happy Trails guys were smart enough to put on this motorcycle, I didn't really think about it, I just said make it tough, was one, a center stand. Boy, has that been a nice thing to have. When I want to oil the chain or change a tire, I don't have to lay the thing on its side out there in the dirt. I wedge it up onto the center stand, the wheel's off the ground. I can spin the back wheel, lube the chain. And it's nice sometimes just to have the bike upright, rather like when you're changing the oil, rather than on the side stand. The second thing that they did was put a fork brace on it. That really changed the dynamics and the handling of this motorcycle. They also inserted some super springs in the front, and they added a spring on the rear. I'm a big guy. I weigh about 190 to 200 pounds. I carry too much, like I said, probably another 70 pounds worth of stuff. And the stock spring just didn't do it. They put on a heavy-duty spring. It's been on there 84,000 miles, and it really made a difference on my carrying capacity and the handling, both on, in the curves, and off-road. One other thing that the Happy Trails guys did, and these are adventure off-road pavement gurus up there in Boise, Idaho. They knew where I was going to go, and they put on Avon tires. And I've been with the Avon tires ever since. There's better tires off-road, there's better tires for mileage on the pavement. I know exactly what I'm going to get from these Avon tires. And realistically, of what I do, and I've been 6 times around the world, 98% of what I do is on pavement. So I want a tire that's going to last a long time, be sticky, and also have a little grip off into the rocks and over the boulders. I'm not jumping any logs out there with the front wheel in the air. I want something that's grabby in the loose gravel, even some of the sand. But the Avon tires, I'm going to stick with them until this hits 100,000 miles, and it's 84,700 on its way. So I think at least one more, maybe 2 rear tires, but one more front. And like I said, I'm going to stick with what I know.
So do you think that this bike with the gear that you have on it and 84,000 plus miles is ready for another adventure.
I don't know why not. It's a Kawasaki and it's done real well at 84,000 miles. We have not been in the engine. You know, the usual tires, chains, sprockets, batteries. But let's define adventure. What I'm going to do next. You want to know what adventure is? Buy my book. We define what an adventure is. It's now available from the big gorilla out there, Amazon.com. I'm not going to waste your time talking about adventures. I know what they are and where we're going to go. Well, Casey, happy trails. I'm going to go out there and experience some more adventures on the road around the globe, pretty much in the United States. But as I suit up here, I want to say I will see you on the roads around the globe. And have a happy face, and remember, happy trails means a happy face.
All right, guys, thank you again for watching. That is it for our special guest, Dr. Gregory Frazier, and he is off to more adventure, and we hope that you are too. Please subscribe if you're new. All the links to all of these products that you see on this bike will be in the description below, as well as the link to Dr. Frazier's book. You can pick it up on Amazon, and we will see you guys on the trail.